Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dream Daddy. Last we left off, we finished out Hugo's path, and now only have one of the 4 daddies remaining in terms of who we're going to be dating. So, without any further ado, let us resume our dating of the Damien for the final date, and the final date of this Let's Play. Alright. I hope you guys are ready for this, because literally this is the path that I eyeballed from this game from the first time I saw it, and some of the interesting twists that we discover as a part of this certainly change the perspective of the character all along. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post instead of through Dadbook. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as a seal for my letters, and I just couldn't say no. Hanging out with the goth dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes. Be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household that one time, and I've seen the Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could walk through the threshold of our home under his own power. Yes, Amanda. I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Aww.
Turn into a bat. I don't think...
Aww.
What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay. I'm off. Are you taking the car, or are you flying off into the night on some leathery wings of a bat? One of those. One of those. Well, Mouch, you can throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer, or, can you throw away the... I am reading good today! Can you throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die? That would be great. I'm keeping it there as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl. Smart girl. Absolutely do not throw out any garlic bread regardless. Well, unless it's old, but it's like, if it's still good, hold on to it just in case you need it against the vampire reckoning. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cloak. He hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is gonna seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning.
Huh.
Interestingly enough, though, that was in the Victorian era, Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question.
Oh.
Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something? I've experienced several losses over the course of my life, and I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply a part of living. It's the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I'm going to die. You are going to die. And life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with the mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborately staged photographs with their dead relatives. This is actually a thing, by the way.
Oh.
The minutiae of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life had passed. Now, we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because we have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us. So, no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it's a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting and occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful. And honestly, I happen to agree wholeheartedly with him. I can see the moonlight in the bay glint off of Damien's eyes. He smiles. We turn to the harbor and watch ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do so. I'm sorry, I have to take this. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucien again. After speaking in hushed tones for a few moments, Damien returns to me. Everything okay? What? Why are there 2 voice clips? There's been a couple of them this entire time. This game is glitchy sometimes. There's an emergency. Lucien? No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do to help? Dads do have to stick together, right? You know it. Then come. There isn't time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript that I'm still unsure of what kind of place this even is. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back. Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels echoing down the halls of this seemingly empty building. Those are kennels. Distant howls echo from some place I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall and find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff at the air. What have I got myself into? Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic! Unsure of where I am or how I can get out, I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien? The lights finally turn back on. Hey, sailor. Mary? What are you doing here?
Come on.
You aren't here for the fight club? You aren't here for the fight club? I don't want to get punched in the face. Great, because this is an animal shelter. Oh, what? We take care of stray animals, and then other people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, Sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering at an animal shelter.
Come on.
Wow. Okay, kid. Way to put me in a box. Dames, you hear this baloney? Just one moment. Thunder cracks and a door bursts open. Appearing from the shadows, I see... Damien? I am not laughing at the look. I am laughing at the absolute transition. The absolute subversion of expectations. This is an even stronger subversion than Hugo liking wrestling. I love it so much. Hey. It's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian-era clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company. I wear tennis shoes to work, and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at this animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring. I'm fascinated with Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That much is true. That's just not all that I am. And I need you to know that. Oh, I hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pressing business that needs attending to. Jesus, that was loud. Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups. Gets out all the time. She's somehow learned how to open doors, and now she's unstoppable. When did she get out? This morning, I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pets, so I need you two to go and find her. Of course. Where could she be?
Give it a rest, buddy. Ugh.
Wow! She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling on the back of a pet adoption form. She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get her back by sundown, or else she turns into a werewolf and starts eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Lore. We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh. I'll grab some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. Oh man, I'm Nerd's house? Oh my god. Okay, so aquarium, shelter, Bayside, the ocean or whatever. Mary's sick pad. Smalls. Dames. Okay, so Dames would be Damien. Smalls probably be Robert. Nerd's house, Coffee Dad would be Matt. Kale would probably be Craig. Mario Batali. And other Nerd's house. Okay. Softball field, coffee spoon. Man, I'm Nerd's house? At least you're not other Nerd's house. Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order. Congrats, kiddo. Where should we head first? Well, let's see. If this is the shelter... Well, let's try... I actually don't remember what the order of this is supposed to be, but let's try softball field? Because there are balls there. Damien and I exit the parking lot to start driving towards town. I look over to him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find the Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said that dog was smart. One time she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was a really great year for Bark, Bark, Bark. I don't know. What do you think our odds are, Lore? Gotta stay positive. Which is a weird advice to be given... Well, alright. Weird advice to be giving a goth, but gotta stay positive. My dad once told me, Lore, you can't shove raisins up your nose. And that hurt my feelings. I felt discouraged. But I kept a positive attitude, and you know what? I made it happen. Ew. It might have landed me the error and forced me to have 10 golden raisins removed from my nasal cavity, but I don't like where this is going. Practice makes permanent. What do you think our odds are? Well, let's not discourage, but yeah, this'll be easy. No sweat. If I can wrangle a toddler who suddenly decides that she's princess of the drywall and then spend 3 hours fishing a toddler out of a crawl space in her attic, I could find a dog. It was Amanda. Amanda did that. Let's just hope for the best. Oh, and his face. We got this. We drive to the softball field. It looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over, softball bat slung over his shoulder. Oh. Hey, bros. What's up? Craig, you wouldn't have happened to see a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter, and we're trying to locate her. I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something?
Nice.
Girls! Hi, Amanda's dad! Hi, Lucian's dad! We have names. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? Yeah, a huge dog ran through here a second ago. You just missed it. We tried to play fetch with her, but she just took the softball and ran. I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog.
Oh.
Here, take another softball. Might come in handy later.
Oh.
Many thanks, Craig. Okay, well. Let's see. Well, if we're over here and they just saw the dog, there are a couple of options. That came from the shelter. Let's see. Went over to the softball fields. Maybe the cul-de-sac? We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything seems to be pretty normal. It looks like Brian's doing some yard work. We pull into Brian's driveway and hop out. Hey, don't step on the grass. I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwater lawn? Ooh, here we go. How dare you? I take my lawn care very seriously. Lore, please. You haven't seen a dog run through here, have you? Well, a little while ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn to shreds. It's gonna take forever to re-till the soil. That could be a dog. Or a rather feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all of my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me. Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog. She's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. Well, let's see. The coffee spoon would have food. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt.
Oh.
Didn't expect to see you two today. What's up? Have you seen any stray dogs around? Actually, yeah. I caught one digging through the trash earlier. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. Did you see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second.
Hey.
Might have been running east, I think. That pup tore through 3 pans of right said banana bread. Want to take some for the road, just in case? Sure thing. Matt packages up a slice. Thanks for the slice. The road slice. This banana bread is gonna be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right. I meant it's gonna be so good for the dog to eat. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find the Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like dogs so much, why don't you have any? Lucian is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. But there are still dogs in my life, so for that I'm grateful. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let us not waste any more time. Verily. So east from the coffee spoon indicates the cul-de-sac? We arrive at the cul-de-sac to find everything looking normal, except... Uh-oh. Hugo's front door is wide open. She can open doors? Oh, she can open doors. This is classic Duchess Cordelia. A telltale sign we should approach with caution. Whatever goes down in there, I've got your back. We creep up onto the porch and step inside. There, sitting in the center of Hugo's living room like she owns the damn place, is one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. Woof! Well, she hasn't broken anything in here. Yet. Wonderful. Now all we have to do is get this leash on her before she tries to escape again and get out of here before Hugo comes home. Easy peasy. Duchess, come here. The Duchess eyes Damien warily. As he approaches, she begins to growl. She's on her guard. We'll need another plan. Well, let's try the right said banana bread. I mean, that was something she's already indicated that she likes, so... I reach into my pocket and pull out the slice of right said banana bread Matt gave me. Duchess sniffs the air and hones in on the bread. Come here, girl. Because I was going to say, the ball would probably just agitate the dog and make them excited. So, probably not a great idea to pull that out. It might get her to trust you, but it would just get her probably to run around and start breaking things again. Come here, girl. Nice and easy. I've got some yummy homemade vegan and possibly gluten-free banana bread, if that's what you're into. And that is where I'm going to cut it for today. But we can continue this on, probably actually finish this, on the next installment of Let's Play Dream Daddy. That'll be kind of exciting, won't it? Hope to see you then.